In this tutorial, we are going to take this photo and edit it from beginning to end, and I just want you to follow along with me. The whole point of this is to be a little bit of a refresher for some folks that hasn't done this for a little bit, to kind of knock some of the dust off and hopefully do a few little reminders in here. So the first thing I'm going to think about when I really start to edit is, what's the point of this? What am I trying to do? So looking at this is a photo I took in Japan, just kind of walking down the street, pretty fast photo. And I want to brighten this up. I want to have my subject stand out. I want to create a little bit of a cinematic type of vibe to it. And right now my subject kind of gets lost in the background. So we're going to try to get him to pop out a little bit more and get it to a place where we're pretty happy with it. So, all right. So the first thing I'm going to do is to straighten this thing out because it's a little crooked. So I'm going to look at a couple of lines. This one's right behind my subject. So if I use that to straighten it out, that should feel pretty good. So I'm just going to go to my angle here, and looks pretty good there. I can see that line. Yep. All right, so compositionally, I think it works fine. I might go a little bit smaller to kind of get rid of that extra space there. My subject's going to be basically in the middle, which is fine for this. Yeah, I think we're just going to stick with that. All right, and then I'm going to go into basics. Right, so these are all universal edits. So this first batch, I'm editing everything and not getting to masking yet. So the first thing, I'm going to brighten up my exposure a little bit, get it to a happy spot. I know that I'm going to leave it a little dark because I'm going to edit my subject and my background a little bit differently. So I'm going to kind of meet in the middle to start. So I'm just going to bring my exposure up a bit, and then contrast, I think, is bring that up a tiny bit. So let's actually bring that back down. Yeah, we're good with that. I think right in the middle. Highlights. So some of the things I'm looking at with this is like, how does it affect different things? If I bring my highlights down, I can see it actually brings out more texture in this bag. And I'm actually bringing my shadows up a little bit to kind of pull some of those darker bits out. Whites, I think, look just fine. And my blacks, I think, look fine. I might bring it down a little bit. Texture, clarity, dehaze, I'm not going to play with that at all yet. I'm actually going to warm this up a little bit as well. Go back up. Go to my warmth. That's fine. And my tint, I think, is totally fine. It's not too green and magenta. And then vibrance and saturation, I'm going to pull that up just a tiny bit to get a little more color out of it. All right, and then tone curve. So with my tone curve, I usually have a tendency to make a slight S on almost all of my photos. So pull this down just a tiny bit. So I made a mark on each one of these intersections. I'm going to pull. So this is kind of like a map of my darks to lights. And so if I pull this down, it's going to make my, shadows, midtones, highlights. If I pull this down, it's going to make my shadows a little darker, my midtones, my highlights. Okay. And so I'm going to pull my shadows down just a tiny bit, my highlights up just a tiny bit. And then if you know me at all, you know that like I'm kind of a sucker for matte. And so I usually pull up my blacks a little bit. By pulling that up, it's basically saying I don't want anything black, black, black. I want my darkest thing to be a little bit of a gray. So it kind of pulls that intensity out just a little bit. All right. So next, let's start masking some things out. So the first thing I know, I want to have my background a little bit darker than my subject. And so I'm going to start by going into my masks here. I'm going to go to background. You can see it did a pretty good job. I can see his legs are getting sucked into the background, which is fine if those get a little lost. So I'm going to pull my exposure down a little bit there, and I'm also going to cool it off a little bit. That's a little bit of a trick to make your subject create a little bit of visual contrast as well. So I'm going to cool that off in the background, pull my exposure down a little bit, and I'm pretty cool with that. All right, so then next I'm going to select my subject. I'm going to do, instead of doing subject, I'm actually going to do people, because I'm fine with the color of that box right now. So I'm going to go people. I'm just going to do create mask because I want the entire person selected. And I'm going to bring my exposure up for him, right? And so we don't want to go too crazy because it's going to make it feel really fake. Like I said, is that we kind of want our edits to be invisible, right? So what I mean by that is that the first thing a viewer sees, it should not be our edits. It should be the story or the subject, whatever we're trying to do. So the first thing they notice is that our edits are crazy, then we've already kind of lost them, right? Because they're focusing on that instead of our story. So I think I'm pretty okay with that. I feel like his face might be a little bit dark still. So I'm going to go do a radial gradient. I like to do that rather than always relying on the AI, like select subject. So I'm going to go here over his face, and then remember the smaller this circle is, the bigger of a feather it is. So the less you'll notice, and you'll kind of see that in a second. So I'm going to kind of bring his exposure up a little bit. Again, not too crazy because we don't want it to be the first thing we notice. That looks pretty good. But if you notice this, if I pull this all the way out and we look what that looks like, that's actually, you can see that line around it right there, which is not what we're going for. Okay, and so by pulling this in, it does way more of a gradual effect, and you don't notice it nearly as much. I can see that this is a little bit out of focus, and so I'm gonna cheat a little bit by pulling my texture and my clarity up a tiny bit. Once again, I don't want to go crazy with it, so let's pull it back just a smidge. All right, that's pretty good. It's already right. You can see, you can't really see. So if I go, this is where we started, and this is where I'm at right now. We've gotten pretty far in 8 minutes already. All right, I am going to create a vignette because once again, by creating that vignette, it brings our eyes to the subject a little bit faster. So I prefer to make my own vignette, and so to do that, I'm going to go up to create a mask, radial gradient, start in the center, make a big red circle, and then I'm going to invert that. So I can either invert it here, or I can actually just invert it by clicking this box right here. Right, so you can see it's only affecting the outsides of this. So I'm going to bring that down. Right, so you can see right away it's already bringing it in a little bit faster. I'm going to actually narrow this. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Make it a little bit closer to there. Okay. Cool. So let's go back to fit. So I think we're pretty cool with that. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. Except now I'm going to add that a little bit more of that like cinematic look to it, more of that like artistic flair to it. And we're going to get that by playing around with color grading and color mixer. So let's go check out our color mixer. So there's hue, saturation, and luminance. So hue is the actual color. Saturation is so hue is, so if I go, you can see on his face, right? So hue is adjusting that color. Saturation is how much of that color. So if I desaturate those colors, you can see it just sucks the color right out of it. And then luminance, I kind of think about it as like if I'm adding black, like a paint, or white the other direction. Okay. So I'm going to actually bring my luminance up on both. Once again, don't want to go crazy with it. I think we're cool there. Do I want to adjust the color? I'm going to bring that down a little bit. And some of this is just kind of like personal preference, like what you think looks good. And I mean, the thing that's kind of crazy about it is that if I edit this 5 times, I'm probably going to edit it 5 different ways. It's never going to be exactly the same. All right, I think we're cool with that. I want to add a little more. No, because no, I'm good with that. All right. So just with color mixture, that's before and that's after. Not huge changes, but it definitely does make a difference. All right, and then now I'm going to go into color grading. This is where that kind of cinematic look goes into. So we have 3 different circles to play around with. We have shadows, midtones, highlights. All right, so with this, this outside circle is how this outside ball, that's the color that we're selecting. And then the inside one, the further we pull this out, the more of an effect it has. So if we go really far out, you can see it's really intense. If I go out just a little bit, it's not nearly as much. So I'm going to pull it out a little bit. It's a little too far. If I want to fine tune, I can click on these two. So this is just a little bit more easy to control if it's like this. Then once again, we have luminance, blending, and luminance, right? The black and the white, just like we talked about before. Blending, so it's blending that in with the other colors. And then the balance. All right, so I'm going to go to my midtones. I have a tendency to get kind of orange and yellows from my midtones, especially when I'm dealing with people. And then I think for this one, we're not even going to do the highlights. It seems kind of unnecessary for this one. And I'll show you why. Let's click on it. So this is our highlights. If we pull this out, there's a lot of highlights in this. So I feel like if we play with our highlights, it's going to just kind of be too much. So I kind of like to keep the white of that. And then this last one is just an overall global color edit. So I pull this. You can see it just kind of does a global color over everything. All right, so once again, not crazy. So this is the color grading before, after, before, after. So it just kind of gives a little bit to it. Once again, it's a lot of little things playing around with that to get the look that you're going for. It may not feel like I've done a lot, but let's go back to from here to there. It's a pretty massive difference. Like I said, this is the one I did before. Actually, I think I like the new one better. So you can kind of see this is, every time I edit it, it's going to be a little bit different. I think this was probably the better of the 2 that I just did. So that's it. Like about 14 minutes. Yeah. You can apply these same techniques to landscape or to pets or a lot of the stuff. Going into it, trying to figure out like what is the point of your photo? What is your goal? What are you trying to get out of this? Right? And so once again, in this one, I wanted my subject to stand out. I kind of wanted to have it feel a little more cinematic kind of vibe to it. And so knowing what my goals are prior to editing makes a big difference, because it helps guide my decisions along the way versus just blankly going into something and just sliding around and hoping for the best, right? And so if you know what you're trying to do, you're trying to achieve, it'll help you guide your hand in what you're trying to do with the sliders. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this is good.